Okay. Hold up your great...
Shut up, Don.
Yeah, shut up, Lita.
You want some gum?
Sure. So, Lita, the volume's at the bottom of your headphones, and you just pull the mic in, and... All right, there you go. One of my favorites from Lita Ford, Gotta Let Go, and we also did the huge hit, Kiss Me Deadly from Lita. I just had my wrong headphones on. Hold on 1 minute.
Don't you hate
Little bit of a crazy day here. It's Eddie Trunk live on XM41 The Boneyard, live every Monday, 6 to 10 Eastern, 3 to 7 Pacific. We've had some great guests on the show already, including Steve Harris of Iron Maiden, Carmine Appice, and now we welcome by far the prettiest guest that we've had.
Thank you, Ed.
I knew he was going to do that. I set him up for that, and he just took the bait and went right for it.
You can't set up a comedian like that, Ed, and not expect him to go for the...
I could turn the mic off now. That's Don Jameson, but let me get to the real guest, the real talent, the real beauty that is here in the studio with us. Someone who's been missing far, far, far too long from the music scene, and she's back, taking the gum out of her mouth before she addresses the national U.S. and Canada audience here on XM. Lita Ford, good to see you.
Thank you, Eddie. I can't be smacking gum all over these places.
Sure you can. Worse things have been smacked in this studio, let me tell you.
Oh, Jesus. No, let's not get into that.
I'm telling you, Eddie's very frisky tonight. First of all, when he was interviewing Steve Harris from Iron Maiden, you know, his daughter opens the shows. So he told Steve Harris, you know, your daughter's been going down really good, I heard.
Oh, my gosh.
And of course, Don interprets it like that when I was trying to talk about her ability as an artist.
We're going to take care of Don later.
Please do, Lita.
Tie him up and smack him around.
Well, he'll love that. Yeah, exactly. Get Don in line, will you? I need Lita Ford to get Don Jameson in line. Go figure.
I'll work on it.
So anyway.
She lives on an island. She knows how to defend herself.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's what everyone listening to this show live across the country right now is wondering and has been saying for about 15 years. Where the hell is Lita Ford?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Lita Ford? The big news was announced when you were added to Rocklahoma, which is really your first proper show back.
Yes.
But get everyone caught up on the world of Lita Ford in the last 15 years.
Oh, my gosh.
You have 30 seconds. Go.
Yeah, exactly.
I had kids. I moved out of the country, and that's it. I live in a deserted island in the middle of the Caribbean.
For real?
Yes, for real. Yes. It's about 36 square miles. There's 1,500 people that live on the island. There's probably about 5 houses in the area where I live, and that's pretty much it. We come into Miami a lot. It's the closest point of entry into the United States to go shopping and do whatever we need to do, visit doctors and stuff like that, and then we go back to our island.
And on your island, are you just another islander, or do they know you as the rocker Lita Ford?
It's quite funny. They're not quite sure who lives in that house. It's
like the Munsters, yeah.
Yeah, they're not quite sure. But there's a lot of celebrities that come into the area. You'll see Bruce Willis, and you'll see Paul McCartney kept windsurfing by. For about a month, he came in with his family, and every morning I'd get up and sit on my deck and have coffee and watch the waves, and then there goes Paul McCartney windsurfing by.
That's pretty cool.
There's a lot of celebrities.
That's pretty cool. And you're married. We should tell people that don't know you are married to Jim Gillette.
Yes.
Who, for people that don't know, was the lead singer of a band that had a little bit of a cult following in the 80s, Nitro.
Yes.
And these days, Jim, as you said, your husband is now a successful businessman, right? He's totally out of the music industry.
He's totally out of the music industry. He's incredible. He's developed the island. He's been working together with his partners. American Airlines has called him to do a story that they put on the magazines on the plane, and yeah, he's doing great. We're all doing great. We've had 2 boys. We have James, 11, and Rocco, who's going to be 7 any minute now. So we're doing great.
Are they musically inclined?
They're working on it. James just got a gold top Les Paul for his birthday, so he's picking up on some Skid Row and some Def Leppard, and he's learning.
Well, that's cool.
Good place to start.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
You could do like a Van Halen move in a few years and have one of them in your band playing, like Eddie Van. I don't know if you know Van Halen's kid is playing in Van Halen.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's killer. I probably wouldn't do that. They'd probably do their own band.
It's better that you don't do that because everyone wants Michael Anthony back in Van Halen, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Nothing against the kid.
You should take Michael Anthony out with you.
Actually, isn't he with Sammy Hagar?
No, well, you could have him. You could share him.
Sammy.
I think if Lita called, he would come a running.
Well, he's done a new band.
I have a killer bass player.
You do.
Does he have a mullet?
Is that a fish?
No, it's not. You really do live on an island.
I do.
Sammy has a new band though called Chickenfoot,
right,
which is with Joe Satriani and Michael Anthony, and I forget who's playing drums. But they're working on a new project together, which should be actually really, really cool.
Joe Satriani, man, that's killer.
Lita, who is in your band now? So basically, the long and short of it is that you checked out to raise a family.
Yes,
basically,
I did.
You raised your sons.
Yes, that's right.
You became a mom. And, I have 2 kids. I know what an impact having kids has on you. People, unless they've had them, it's hard to kind of comprehend that. But you checked out to do this, and now, after laying low and kind of being on the sidelines or on the beach, so to speak, for all these years, you're at the point now where you decided, I want to get back into rock and roll again. I want to perform. I want to play guitar, sing. And when did that hit you? Why now was the right time to do that?
Well, pretty much we got an offer we couldn't refuse. The Rocklahoma show.
Right.
It's just really excited to do it. And
was it was a good catalyst to relaunch, so to speak?
Absolutely. Yes. I mean, it's a massive show. It's going to be probably 40,000 people. And I've just been getting a lot of phone calls lately from people going, "Come on, Lita, what are you doing? Let's go. Let's play. Let's rock." And I'm thinking, you're right. It's time for me. Now my kids are a little bit older. It's time to get out there and start playing. I didn't want to go on tour with a little baby, and take them on the tour bus with all these stinking cigarettes and everybody, doing what they do. I won't talk about that. But, I just wanted to be a mom and raise my kids. And now they're to the point where they can relate to what I'm doing and they get excited with me. They listen to rock and roll. They want to play music. They're right along with me now. They're not little babies anymore. Mm-hmm. So now's the time. Well,
I know everybody is totally, you're one of the artists over the last 10, 15 years that people have said to me more than any, whatever happened to, and because your music has taken on some new prominence over the years too, because it's become almost, a few of the big hits you've had, Kiss Me Deadly and stuff have become, today's classic rock, so to speak.
Right.
So I know that that's obviously important to you, too, but in talking to you the other day when we spoke, I know it's also important that this, and I think this is interesting for people to know, this is not Lita Ford coming back to do a show or two and disappear. You're all in. You really want to record and do this for a while, right?
Yes, they're booking more shows. We have a whole bunch of warm-up shows in the New York area. Mm-hmm. They're talking about a festival, and I'm saying our management. They're talking about a festival in Texas and a whole bunch of shows.
The Ozfest, or?
No, it's not the Ozfest.
A different one,
A different one. And we're talking about recording a new album. So this is not just a one-off deal.
Did you write a lot of stuff in your 15 years where you were kind of laying low? Were you writing and still playing guitar at all, or were you just totally removed from it?
I didn't write that much. I did a little bit for my kids. We had a lot of fun recording for the kids. But now that I've got my band lined up, I think we're going to get the band and get in and start recording and start writing with the band.
And how does your husband Jim feel about your relaunch into rock and roll? Is he excited about it?
Yeah.
Supportive?
Very supportive, yeah. He texts me all the time. I'm proud of you. Hope you're okay out there in New York. Hope you're not racking up the credit card. Yes, of course I am. So yeah, he's great, man. He's really supportive.
But no Nitro reunion anytime soon.
No. He talks to Michelangelo on the phone all the time.
Does he really? All right.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
He doesn't have the spiked out hair anymore?
Jim shaved his head.
Whoa.
Jim looks like I should have bought a picture. You won't believe what he looks like.
Well, you got to bring one on Wednesday.
Yeah, well, for
the TV thing.
Yeah.
Right.
That'll be great. We'll put up the
before
video.
And after.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Because you still look the same.
I have to get his permission before I do that, but I got a really sexy shot of him with no shirt. And you just wouldn't believe it. He's shaved his head. He's gained about 100 pounds of muscle, not fat.
Wow.
And he's absolutely covered in tattoos. He's got this goatee, and he's really into jiu-jitsu and boxing and all the UFC, stuff.
That's what Lita's way of telling me to keep my distance from her.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have to tell you. When you see him, you will.
Oh, yeah.